In terms of what happened during those, I mean, we were talking about over a 12-year period. Is that? I mean, I can see stuff from 2010 and then even up to 2017 where things were still happening.
Yeah, I had two spells at the club between 2008 and 14, and then 2016 and 18. And it, like I said, in the first spell, I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I'd been on medication because it was starting to affect my mental health, but I couldn't put my finger on what was wrong. When in my second spell, it became very clear to me what was happening around the loss of my son.
In terms of the behaviour you experienced at the club, I mean, when you put it all together in a select committee and you talk about the various names, and we're talking about household names here, of course, and the P word, and references to elephant washing and corner shop, all of this stuff. I mean, it's incredibly damning to hear it. An outsider might say, was this a daily thing? I mean, did this happen every day? Was this something that over a period of time you're recalling certain events, terrible as they are, and not in any way to diminish that? But was it daily? Was this all the time?
Yeah, look, it's the institution and the environment. It was a daily thing. You come out in the morning and it's like, you lot sit over there. It was a constant thing. If you're socialising, don't speak to him, he's a P word. So yeah, it was constant. It was all the time. And like I said, I don't think I realised it, but the worst part is in the institution that it was such a norm. No one else thought to say, oh, hold on a minute.
Because there's lots of incidences that you talk about where other people who would have known better would have witnessed this, and even when it got to an inquiry stage, it was decided no action should be taken here, which, when you think about the era we currently live in, I think most people think, I mean, I talk about stuff every day when action is taken over the most ridiculous things, and yet something as big as this, and this is big, there's no doubt, this has rocked the world of cricket. It's making international headlines, and yet nothing. It was just like there's nothing to see here.
Well, I mean, they nearly got away with it. They thought they'd got away with it, but they clearly never knew me, because I was never going to give up on this. That post was staggering, and it just shows. To this day, I still don't think that Mark Arthur, Martin Moxon, Andrew Gale think that they've done anything wrong, which just shows them for what they are. There's no remorse there. I don't think that any acceptance at all. So yeah, and I think it shows them for what they are.
What is your response to people who say, and it's not a victim blaming question, but people say, well, why didn't you say something at the time? I've had Pakistani people contact me and say, if somebody called me that word, I'd have been gone at the first go. I know it's easy to say when you're not there. How do you explain that?
So as a young lad wanted to play cricket for England, and you walk into a dressing room with Michael Vaughan, Matthew Hoggard, some of the biggest names, if I'd have done that then, I wouldn't have played a game of cricket in my life.
Yeah.
And that's the fact. When I raised it in 2017 as what I saw as bullying, after that my life was made hell. And then I had no support around the loss of my son. And then still, when I raised it in a meeting with Martin Moxon, Mark Arthur and the PCA rep, I was still under contract and told that I was going to get a white ball contract at worst. And then I told them this, and they got rid of me 7 days later. So I've reported it through every reporting mechanisms that I could think of. National Asian Council.
And it came to nothing.
No one cared. Everyone just wanted to brush it away.
In 10 seconds, if you could, Azeem, where do you want this story to go? What do you want to happen now?
I think the ECB's got to take responsibility, and there's got to be some sort of code of conduct where there's real accountability. People who apologise, they deserve a second chance, and people who are still in deniable, I think their employers have got to look at them and see if that's the values that they
So the
represent.
positive is that this will change the world of cricket. This will change this culture. Young South Asian players will feel more comfortable about going into it, where you talked about there being a huge discrepancy in those players moving forward.
I think that's what we've got to aim towards organically.
Okay. It was short, but thank you, Azeem. Great to see you, sir. Good luck with the. I know it's clearly a challenging time. You come into this world to play cricket. You find yourself in radio and television studios talking to people like me. Appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.